Listen, I want to make something very clear. You should be generating income when you are on these apps, okay? 2026 is here. You realize we're almost in May. If you are on these apps and you're not making money, that's a problem. That's a problem. Anytime you post, anytime you go live, anytime you're commenting, you should be building a business and making money. If you're not doing that, that is a problem that we have to fix today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year, today. I also want you ladies to understand this. Good morning. You should be generating income while you are asleep, okay? The goal is to build wealth, all right? Money to pass down to future generations. But if the only time that you make money is if you're actively working for it, well, that's a problem, okay? Because let's be real, at some point, you're gonna wanna take a vacation, yes? At some point, you're gonna wanna spend time with your family. At some point, you're gonna wanna do self care. But if you only make money when you're actively working for it, well, then that's a problem. Okay, we got to fix it today. Good morning. What I want you ladies to understand is this: you only need one digital product in your store. You only need one. See, a lot of y'all get wrapped up in having ebook after ebook after ebook, but you're not even selling the first one. You only need one. And that one product that you choose to create and sell will literally change your entire life. How do I know that? Because my digital product business changed mine. Ladies, I started selling digital products 6 years ago during COVID full time. Made more money than I ever could have imagined from my cell phone, laptop, and Wi Fi. So I am here to tell you anything that you want to sell, literally anything, don't overthink, you can sell it. But do you want to know why you're not? You want to know the truth? Okay. See, the truth is you live in fear. Okay. On my life, fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing. You are so fearful of looking stupid. Good morning. You're so fearful of failing. You're so fearful of people talking about you. You're so fearful of all of these things. And that fear that you refuse to let go of is the same exact fear that's stealing your dream life from you. Because let's be honest, you know exactly what kind of vacations you want to take with your children. Good morning. You know exactly what side of town you want to live on. You know exactly how much money you want in your savings account. And most importantly, you know exactly how much money you want to leave your children. You have prayed and prayed and prayed about it. God heard you loud and clear. But every day that you don't live like that is another day that you could have, but you made the choice to let fear steal it from you. We got to fix that. We got to change it so we can finally live the life that we've always wanted to live. For those of you guys who are new here, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. This morning, you guys, I'm going to be teaching you how to build your online business from scratch. I'm going to be teaching you how to create and sell your ebook. But most importantly, I'm going to teach you how to build you. Contrary to popular belief, you're the reason why things aren't getting done. I said what I said, and I stand on it. You're the reason why things aren't getting done. It's your lack of consistency. It's your lack of follow through. It's your lack of confidence. It's your lack of prioritizing yourself in your own life. You're doing for others, but you refuse to do for yourself. And it's those things that are holding you back. We are our common denominator in our own life. I know some of y'all may not want to hear it, but it's the truth. It's the truth. So we have to build who we are so we can attract the things that we've always wanted to attract. Okay? I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of information this morning. Good morning. It would be in your best interest to take notes. Okay? If I know anything about you, you are human, which means you are bound to forget because life, and stress stresses, right? But if you take notes, if you write it down, anything that I say to you that you happen to forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. The key word of this live is going to be execution. Good morning. You're going to hear me say this word 10 million times because I need it to stick in your pretty head. We got to execute, ladies. The results that you're looking for don't come from watching. I'm going to say that again. The results that you're looking for do not come from watching. They come from doing, actively getting up and doing the thing that we've talked about. Okay? You got to execute. A business does not just fall into your lap, you have to work for it. So, if you're not interested in executing, you might as well leave now. Okay? If I say anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, go ahead and start double tapping the screen. YouTube, I see 15 people on here. Make sure you thumbs up the live. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. And believe it or not, a lot of women have no clue that they're the reason why things aren't getting done. They have no clue that it's their lack of confidence as to why they are afraid to post. They have no clue that they lack discipline and consistency, and that's why they're not making sales. They don't have any idea. So just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others. Okay? Good morning. If you have your pen and paper in hand and you are ready for class to begin, go ahead and put ready in the chat. Thank you, Sarah. Because if you are ready to learn, I am ready to teach. Also, make sure you follow me so you don't lose me. Thank you, money, because listen, especially on TikTok, they do steal my videos. And then they make fake accounts, and then they're going to turn around and message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, and bamboozled on these TikTok streets. Okay? Very good. Let's get started. So, what is a digital product, and how will we build the business? So, a digital product is something you do not have physical possession of. So just think of a movie on Netflix or a song on your Apple Music or Spotify. You just don't physically have it in your possession. It's all out in the cloud somewhere, okay? You are going to create something to sell, and it could be anything. Please do not overthink. There's something that you already know how to do very well. There's something that you're very good at. There's something you have a passion for. And whatever it is, that's what I want you to sell. A lot of times people say, well, Jazz, I can't resell one of those e-courses I bought. Sure, but is it working? A lot of you guys, especially on TikTok, y'all are addicted to buying e-courses to resell. But you struggle with selling it because let's just be real, you don't care about anything in that e-course that you bought. Nope. The only reason you bought that e-course is because someone promised you that you would make $10,000 in 2 hours. But when you sell something that you actually like, when you sell something that you actually have a passion for, it is so much easier to be consistent because it's something that you truly care about, okay? So I want you to sell something that's true to your spirit so that you can actually make money, all right? Now I'm going to give y'all 2 apps, and these apps will change your entire life if you use them. And by the way, thank you, money. It doesn't have to be an ebook. You could do an e-course. You could create an e-course. You could also create private communities, workbooks, and journals. It's literally whatever you want. Thank you, Magical. There's no limitation except the limitation that you put on yourself. Okay? I'm going to say that one more time. There is no limitation except the limitation that you put on yourself. Limiting beliefs. You've set the bar however low, and you really believe deep down in your soul that you can't climb past it. That's a limitation that you put on yourself. Okay? Okay. If you're ready for app number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. And this morning we are building our online business. While I wait for at least one person to put a 1 in the chat, let me ask you, and be honest, ladies, when was the last time you said to yourself, I'm going to take 20 minutes and work on something for me? I'm going to take 20 minutes today and I'm going to work on my business, whether that's posting, whether that's finishing up my ebook, whether that's creating my storefront. I am going to lock in 20 minutes today and do something for me and my goals. Some of y'all like, Jazz. I don't ever say that. And that's the problem. That's the problem. You are going to have to start making yourself a priority in your own life if you want any of this to work. You are going to have to start putting yourself first. The problem is you're always doing for others, but you refuse to do for yourself. And then the free time that you do have for yourself, you choose to scroll on social media. If you are not new to my platform and you have seen my face before, I tell you every single day, get your booty off of these apps and go live your life. Stop scrolling. You are addicted to social media. Get off of the apps. Watching other people build their business is not going to build your business. Building your business comes from actually doing it, not watching about it. Okay? Okay. App number one, good morning, Canva. She said, that's how I found you. Good morning, welcome, welcome. App number one is Canva. You will be using this app for everything, okay? So maybe you do want to create content. Great. Canva has thousands of templates for your Instagram reels, your TikTok reels. Good morning. You can even edit your reels on Canva, okay? Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. I tell you guys every day to start a YouTube channel. Every day. Maybe today you're going to listen. YouTube has thousands of YouTube thumbnail templates on there. And for those of you guys who do not know, a YouTube thumbnail is just that picture that you see before you actually click on the video. This is what draws people's attention to your YouTube video in the first place. All of the creators, including myself, are getting them off of Canva, okay? And maybe you do want to create an ebook, which is what I'm going to teach you how to do this morning, and you want it to look all professional and branded. Great. Canva has thousands of ebook templates on there for you, okay, to customize and make everything aesthetically pleasing. All right. If you're ready, or excuse me, before we get into app number two, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who's holding on to fear. She knows who she is. And if you're new here, fear on this live stands for fuck everything and run. And some of y'all been running for years. And you're saying things like, Jazz, I would love to start an online business. It sounds amazing, but I'm not tech savvy. What if I'm too old for this? What if it's too late for me? Okay. Well, before you run away from your brilliant idea, listen to me. Number one, every day that you wake up is a blessing. Okay? That means you were blessed with another opportunity to work on your goals. So use it. Until you are 6 feet under, ladies, it's never too late. So get that out your head. Number two, you are very tech savvy. Okay, let's just stop gaslighting ourselves because you're on social media all day. You are liking, commenting, sharing, and archiving. True or false? That takes tech savviness. Okay, so you will use the same tech savviness that you already have and build your online business. And number three, for my ladies who think they're too old, what did we say? We said we were going to sell our knowledge. So if you are older, you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom, which means you have a lot of things that you could be selling. So get to selling, please. Okay? All right, fair enough. If you're ready for app number two, put a two in the chat. She said, I have one, but it's a lot to post on all platforms. I had to stop. I was burnt out. You just take the same video, you post it from one to the other to the other. It takes 5 minutes, ma'am. It takes 5 minutes. That's it. I promise you it's not as hard as some of you guys are making it. App number two, ChatGPT. App number two is ChatGPT. This is AI, and you will be using AI for everything, okay? It's going to be your new best friend. So maybe you do want to create content, but you're just not too sure what kind of videos to make. Fine. ChatGPT will tell you. It will tell you what type of videos to make, okay? Maybe you do want to start a YouTube channel, but you're just a little camera shy right now and you're not too sure what to say in the videos. Fine. ChatGPT will script the entire video for you. Now all you have to do is say the words. And maybe you do want to sell an ebook. Thank you more, which is what I'm going to teach you guys how to do this morning. But you just don't know what to put in the ebook. Cool. What if I told you ChatGPT will write the entire ebook for you from beginning to end in under 30 seconds? Ladies, I cannot make this up. It has never been easier than today to start your online business. When I first started during COVID, there was no ChatGPT. I had to use my brain, okay? Now you don't need a brain. You just need chat. But again, the problem is your lack of consistency, your lack of confidence, your lack of follow through. These are the issues that's holding you back, not lack of knowledge. Because ChatGPT is the knowledge, all right? So I gave you Canva and I gave you chat. Now we're going to put it together and write it. If you're ready for prompt number one, go ahead and put ready in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Jasmine. She said you just inspired me and I thank you. Thank you, Alex. But remember, The results you want comes from doing. You can be inspired all day, but if you do not put the phone down, and if you do not actually do what we're talking about, that inspiration that I gave you was for no use. Get off the apps. Live your life. Run your business. Stop being so distracted. Okay? All right. You're going to open up ChatGPT. Good morning. In the search, you're going to type this in. Here we go. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas, good morning, I can sell that solves a problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. If you need for me to repeat it, this is the opportunity to ask. Remember, closed mouths do not get fed. And the key word of this live is execution. So not only are we going to write it down, not only are we going to talk about it, but we're going to actually physically, actively do it. Okay? Also, if I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit this morning and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen, like, comment, and share. Make sure you follow me. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. YouTube, I see 20 people on here. And only 6 thumbs up. The math ain't math, and it takes 2 seconds to hit that thumbs up. Thank you, YouTube. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Thank you so much, Easter, but I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 6 years. So I appreciate you, but I got it. All right, you guys, you got that? Going once, going twice. All right, very good. Now, before we move forward, I want you to write this word down. This says consistent. Thank you, Tamara. This says consistent. Write it down. And then I want you to underline it 50,000 times. And then I want you to circle it, because this morning, you and I are going to lock in on the true definition of consistent. Because a lot of y'all are very confused. So, let me go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think consistent means when I feel like it. Some of y'all think consistent means once in a while. If I have time. No, ma'am. Consistent means more often than not. So, if there are 7 days in a week, I need you to be consistent working on your business or any goals that you have for yourself 4 out of the 7 days out the week. Whether you want to spend 20 minutes 4 days a week, whether you want to spend 2 hours 4 days a week, I don't give a damn. But you will be spending 4 days out of the week. And don't you dare say, well, Jazz, I don't have time. Yes, you do. That's a bold-faced lie. Because if you have time to scroll social media and watch all these TikTok live coaches, if you have time to watch YouTube video after YouTube video, if you have time to archive posts and make Glowup folders, then you have more than enough time to work on your business. That's going to require you to get off of these apps and actually do the thing. You are going to have to be consistent if you want any of this to work. I am not here to lie to you. I'm here to tell you the truth. The entrepreneurs, the business owners, the content creators, the digital product sellers, whatever you want to label them, the people who are actually making money are consistent. They're not scrolling all day. They are doing the thing. Okay? You have to be consistent. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, let's make consistency easy, okay? Because life is hard enough. Let's be real. Life is life, and stress is stressing, and the bills is piling up. So let's make consistency easy so we can actually get it done, okay? It is so much easier to be consistent when you do things that you actually like to do. Because when things don't feel like work, you're more likely to get it done. So what I want you to do is go through the list that ChatGPT gave you and only choose ideas that you truly have a passion for. I want you to ask yourself, so What is something that I would love to talk about all day, every day if I could get paid to do it? And whatever that thing is, that's the business for you. That is the business for you, that right there. And let me let you in on a little secret. For those of you guys who struggle with depression and anxiety, I used to struggle with these things too. The reason why we struggle with depression and anxiety is because a lot of times, if you look at your 24 hours, you haven't penciled anything in for yourself that truly makes you happy. Your life begins to feel like it's on repeat, right? Get up, go to work, not be happy, come home, take care of your family, go to bed, and repeat the cycle again for years and years and years. And nowhere in your day did you do something that made you happy. But when you start penciling in things that are important to you, that make you happy, that brings you a whole new energy. It brings you a whole new mindset. Now you have something in your day to look forward to, and you get paid to do it? Come on now. So please do yourself a favor and only pick ideas that you truly love to do. That's the only way you're going to be able to be consistent. So for those of you guys who done bought an e-course and you're struggling to resell it, it's because you don't really care about it, because you're not consistent with it. Let's be real, you only bought it because someone promised you $10,000 in 48 hours. Stop, just make things easy. Let's just make it easy. Let's not overcomplicate things, okay? All right. One more thing I got to tell y'all before we move on to prompt number 2. This is critical. This is critical. If you don't remember shit else I say this morning, you better remember this. Write this down. Money flows where energy goes. Money flows where energy goes. I'm going to say that one more time. Write it down. Money flows where energy goes. Don't you ever forget that. If you're anything like who I used to be, you are giving all of your energy away. You have literally become an energy vending machine. You are giving all of your energy to your husband, your boyfriend, your sneaky link. You are giving all of your energy to your children. You are giving all of your energy to your aging parents. You are giving all of your energy to your friends. You are giving all of your energy to your job and your coworkers. You are giving all of your energy to the news and celebrity gossip. And by the time you sit down to work on something for yourself, you can't. Can't. Why? Because you gave all your energy away. And that is why you feel drained. That is why you feel depressed. That is why you feel anxious, frustrated, resentment. Let me tell you something about the emotion resentment. That is an ugly emotion to carry with you every single day. That emotion of resentment will destroy you. It will destroy you. But you did it to yourself. You did it to yourself because you keep giving all your energy away. Starting right now, we are going to start being stingy with our energy. And we are going to start telling people no. And let's be clear. Most of these people, not all, most of these people that we are giving all of our energy to are grown, able-bodied adults who are not reciprocating it back to us. Because if they were reciprocating it back, you would not feel drained. You would not feel resentful because it's an equal level of give and take. They give, you take. They take, you give. But that's not what's going on here. You're doing all of the giving and they're doing all of the taking, and you have nothing to show for it. It does not make you a bad wife because you want to work on a business. It does not make you a bad mother because you want to do something for yourself for once. It does not make you a bad friend because you don't want to sit on the phone and listen to her talk about her problems. It makes you human. Let me tell you this. You matter too. Your happiness is important too. So, you are going to start telling people no. And no is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain shit to anybody. No, I cannot loan you money. This is money that I could be spending on my business. No, I cannot keep giving you rides. That is time I could be spending on my business. No, I cannot sit here and keep listening to you talk about your problems. Shit, I gotta fix my own. Tell her to go get a damn therapist. Because when you start telling people no, you start saying yes to you. And now you have the energy to show up for yourself and do the things that make you happy. And now you actually get the shit done. Money flows where energy goes. When you start pouring more energy back to you, the money flows right behind it. I cannot make this up. Your energy is currency. How you feel about yourself is currency. When you don't feel good, you don't do good. But when you feel highly of yourself, things actually get done. So don't ever forget it. Okay? Okay. Prompt number 2, good morning. Once you choose a digital product idea you want to use, you will type this in. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. If you need for me to repeat it, this is the opportunity to ask. She said, no means boundaries. Took half my life to figure that one out. Yes, I cannot make this up. You have got to start telling people no. And you better not feel guilty about it. You have to put yourself first. If you don't, you will continue to feel how you've been feeling. That's just the cold, hard truth. And also, too, if I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen, like, comment, and share. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. You're going to hit enter. The truth hurts, but it will set you free. Now, once you hit enter, this is what I mean by it's never been easier than today to start your business, because ChatGPT literally wrote the ebook for you. It wrote it. Now all you have to do is copy and paste. Do not overthink. You will literally copy what ChatGPT gave you, and you will paste it into your Canva template. So open up the Canva app. In the search bar, type in ebooks, hit enter. It's going to give you thousands of templates, okay? Pick your most favorite one. They're all 1000% customizable, meaning you can swap out colors and fonts and pictures, okay? No worries, I'm going to teach you how to sell. I'm going to teach you how to create it. I'm going to teach you how to sell it. I got you, okay? Now you're going to copy and paste. For my ladies who love to overthink, and you know who you are, because you overthink from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, stop. Write this down. KISS, K-I-S-S. This is an acronym that stands for Keep It Simple, Silly. Keep it simple, silly. Stop overcomplicating things. The only thing I need your ebook to be is clean, simple, and legible. As long as it's those 3 things, it is good to go. Once you have finished copying and pasting, and you love the way the ebook looks, you will download it as a PDF file. PDF. Once you have downloaded it, you will upload it to your hosting site. Write these down. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. These are some of the most popular hosting sites. Yes, there are plenty more out there. These are just some of the most popular ones. And your product only needs to be on one of these, not all 5. Okay? If you've got all of that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. And while I wait for you guys to type got that, let me let you know what I've noticed about people. And I used to be the exact same way. We love our comfort zone. We love it. We love our comfort zone. If you didn't know, your comfort zone is just your daily routines and habits. It's just what you do on a day-to-day basis. The people that you talk to, the environments that you frequent, the content that you watch, the distractions that you have, the things that you think. This is your comfort zone. It's the path of least resistance. It's what's most familiar to you. It's just your day-to-day routine. You love your comfort zone. But notice the results that you're looking for aren't in your comfort zone. How do I know that? Because you wouldn't be here. See, the content that I push out is to teach people and help people become their highest version, to level up. If you were already doing that, you wouldn't be here. But you're here. And that lets me know that there are things in your life that you're not 1000% happy with. But that's because you refuse to leave your comfort zone. And notice this comfort zone that we refuse to leave is the same comfort zone that's draining us. These routines and these habits that you choose to do every single day is frustrating you. It's making you miserable. It's keeping you broke. It has you watching from the sidelines, wishing for a better life, but not actively getting it done. It's depressing you, but yet you still won't leave. Notice a lot of times we become comfortable with being stressed. You've been stressed for so long, you can't even truly imagine a life where you're stress-free. You've been depressed for so long, you can't even imagine a life where you're genuinely happy. You have been telling yourself what you can't do for so long, you can't even imagine sticking to something and actually getting the results that you want. You have become so comfortable in your comfort zone, and it's not getting you anywhere. You are going to have to make a decision to take a half an inch out of that zone and do something a little bit different. That's why I keep saying 20 minutes. 20 minutes, that's it. If you take 20 minutes and you get off of these apps and you actually do something that we talked about today over and over and over again, in 2 weeks, I promise you'll start to feel better. In a month, you'll feel even more better. In 6 months, completely different person. But you have to make the decision every single day that you're going to take a half an inch out. Just do something a little bit different. If you scroll on social media for 5 hours a day, drop it down to 4.5. And take those other 30 minutes and work on this. Every day, just do something a little bit different. Because the results that you're looking for, the money that you want, the freedom that you want, the peace that you want, the confidence that you want, it is not in your comfort zone. You've been looking for years and you haven't found it because it doesn't exist there. Gotta get out that comfort zone. Gotta get out. Okay? Or you can keep doing what you've been doing and keep getting the results that you've been getting. Okay? Yes, I know on YouTube I can't turn the mirror on. I'm sorry. YouTube, can we thumbs up the live? I see 35 people on here. Hit the thumbs up button. Let's go. Let's go. Now back to these hosting sites, okay? I use StanStore. I love Stan. Stan is great, but StanStore is very expensive, okay? StanStore is $99 a month. That is very, very high if your business is not making that yet, okay? If you're brand new to all of this, you're just getting started, StanStore is not for you. Okay? Instead, I want you on Gumroad. Gumroad. Because Gumroad only charges you a percentage when you make a sale. Okay? They charge you 10% for every sale. So until you make money, you don't have to spend it. That's a great place to start. Okay? Now, what I know about you is this. You're going to make sales. How do I know that? Because you're taking notes, you're asking questions, and most importantly, you said you were going to execute, meaning you're going to actually do it. So when you do start generating income, then transfer everything over to StanStore later, because StanStore has a lot of features that will help you expand your business, like Afterpay and Klarna. Ladies, let me let you know what's going on in the world of finance today, in case you didn't know. Buy now, pay later, taken over. It's taken over. And buy now, pay later includes Afterpay, Klarna, Sezzle, QuadPay, Affirm. I think PayPal has something now. There's so many these days. Buy now, pay later is the most preferred payment option, more preferred than credit cards. Okay? Why do you think they put it on DoorDash? Because everybody is using it. And no, it's not just for poor people, so get that out your head. Six-figure earners are using it too. And if you have a buy now, pay later option on your site, I promise you, you will make more. But for now, you will just start with what you have, okay? You will start on Gumroad, you will build your business, and you will transfer everything over to Stand Store later, all right? Okay. So what we just did was we made our ebook. That's what we did. We took Canva, ChatGPT, we put it together, we wrote the ebook, and then we uploaded it to our hosting site. Now we have to sell it. We got to sell it. I'm be honest with you, sales is 80% of the business. That is more than half. So we have got to get sales right or there won't be a business, okay? But before we get into sales, I do need to make something crystal clear to you. That process of copying and pasting and making that ebook that we just did, that process should not take you longer than 2 hours. 2 hours, that's all you need. Honestly, it doesn't take longer than 1, but I'm gonna give you grace, and I'm gonna give you 2. And just so you know, on my live and in my community, I don't care how old you are. I don't give a damn. Age ain't nothing but a number to me. Because let's be real, you're on social media all day. You are liking, commenting, and sharing, and you are sharing the reels, you're copying the links in the group chats and sending them back and forth to your friends. So I know you know how to copy and paste. If it is taking you longer than 2 hours, we have a serious problem that we have to fix right now. One of the issues that you might be struggling with, and I used to be guilty of this too, this is how I know. Let me guess. You want to be a perfectionist, right? Mm-hmm. So what that means is everything about you just must be perfect or it's not right. You are the woman who will waste 6 months of her life that she will never get back just to overthink her brilliant idea and second guess her greatness. Mm-hmm. And then when you do decide to finally get started, you're going to take things out, put things back, get irritated and frustrated, have all this OCD because it's still not perfect and give up on it again. Then you're going to let 3 more months go by that you will never get back just to overthink some more. And then when you decide to reset again, this time you're going to go ask 20 people what they think you should do with your business. And the crazy thing is, these people that you choose to ask, these aren't even business owners. And half of these people aren't even people you would trade lives with. But for some reason, you care so much about what people think of you. And then when they do give you their opinion, you listen. Next thing you know, a whole year has gone by and you ain't did shit but waste your precious, valuable time that you will never, ever, ever get back. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Okay, listen. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but sometimes this is what I do best. She said, that's me. I wrote my ebook, finished it. I think it's not good enough. I started everything over. See, listen to me. Listen very closely. I'm going to hold your hand and just know I'm saying this out of love. You are not perfect at all. You are flawed. I am not perfect at all. I am flawed. Nobody is perfect and everybody is flawed. We are perfectly imperfect. See, what you really are is scary as hell. You're still living in fear. And what do we say on this live? Fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you're doing. You're so fearful of failing. You're so fearful of people talking about you. You're so fearful of looking stupid. You hold on to all of this fear. And that fear that you refuse to let go of is stealing your dream life from you. Stealing it. Because let's be real. You have prayed and prayed and prayed. God heard you loud and clear. He knows exactly what side of town you want to live on. He knows exactly what kind of vacations you want to be able to take your family on. He heard you. And most importantly, he knows exactly how much money you want to leave your children when you're no longer here. But every day that you choose to let fear steal that life from you, every day, you choose that. But if you want to dig even deeper into why we hold on to all this fear in the first place, you want to know the truth? It's because we are self-sabotaging. That's what all this is, self-sabotage. This is you doing this to you. You are getting in your own way. You are holding yourself back. And the reason why we self-sabotage in the first place is because we have fragile egos. Ego fragile as hell. And you are terrified of feeling disappointment if it doesn't work. If you put yourself out there, if you try something new, and if it doesn't work, that feeling of disappointment scares the shit out of you. So you will self-sabotage to avoid feeling disappointment if it doesn't work. You will self-sabotage by saying things like, I'm too busy. You're not too fucking busy. Let's just cut the crap. Because if you have enough time to scroll social media all day, if you have enough time to catch up on your favorite TV shows, if you have time to go to happy hour and all of these things, you have more than enough time to do this. But you will hold on to the excuse of I'm too busy, because if you let that excuse go, well, then now you actually have to execute what we're talking about. And if you execute and if it doesn't work, oh my God, it scares you. So you'll continue to hold on to the excuse of I'm too busy. Self-sabotage. You will self-sabotage by continuing to be in relationships and friendships that are toxic and draining you. You will self-sabotage by saying, well, we've been best friends for 20 years. First of all, let's be clear. That was never a friendship. It was never a friendship. Because if it was a friendship, she wouldn't always be taken from you. She wouldn't always be treating you the way she treats you. If it was truly a friendship, you were never in a 20-year friendship. But you will self-sabotage and you will hold on to these toxic relationships because who would you be if you cut off the toxic people? I'm gonna tell you who you be. You wanna know who you'll be? You'll be a confident ass woman. You will no longer have someone using you. You will no longer have someone draining you and tearing down your confidence, and you will finally get the stuff done. That's what would happen. That's exactly what will happen. But you'll self-sabotage and say things like, no, she needs me. No, you need you. This is all self-sabotage. But I'm confused because earlier you said that you were sick and tired of being sick and tired. You said that you were tired of going to a job that overworks you and underpays you. You said you were tired of living paycheck to paycheck. You said you were tired of always giving up on yourself and not following through with the promises that you made to yourself. Those are the things that you said. Okay? Well, I'm trying to help you fix it. But we cannot fix it if we do not change. How can we bring more money into the household and stop living paycheck to paycheck if there's no products to sell? How can customers buy our stuff if there's no stuff? They can't. They can't. How can we build our confidence and start feeling good about ourselves if we keep breaking the promises that we made to ourselves? You have told yourself for years that you were going to sell your ebooks. You can't. You can't. So, you are going to have to launch. You're going to have to put it out. You're going to have to stop overthinking if you want any of this to work. And I need you to understand and understand, the more you do something, the better it will get. The more content you post, the better your content will get. The more products you put out in the future, the better your products will get. The longer you run your business, the better the business will get. But it will still never be perfect. All of our favorite businesses that we spend our hard-earned money with today have gotten better over the years. Look at Netflix. Believe it or not, Netflix did not always have a fancy Netflix app. Nope. They were not always doing comedy specials with Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle. They did not always have their own production company making movies and TV series that are now winning Emmys and Oscars today. And they damn sure did not always have wrestling on pay-per-view. Years ago, before COVID, you used to have to go on their website, Netflix.com. You had to make a list of the movies you wanted to see. And these were not their originals. These were movies that were once in theaters. They would mail you a DVD off of that list. You could watch it as many times as you wanted. And when you were ready for the next movie off your list, you had to mail that DVD back. They didn't wait until they could afford the fanciest software. They launched with what they had. And the longer they continued to run their business, the more customers they got. The more customers they got, the more money they made. The more money they made, the more they were able to reinvest back in the business and make it what it is today. But it's still not perfect. We all got complaints. They're still raising the price, and there still isn't anything you can find on there to watch. So, I don't know why you think that you're above Netflix. Netflix is $1 billion company. And if they had a messy middle, so will you. So will you. She said they had a box in grocery stores. Yes, they sure did, Sarah. Exactly. And they got better along the way. So you got to launch. You got to launch. Okay. Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words is because you're distracted as fuck. I have already accepted the fact that I am not the life coach for everybody. I have already accepted the fact that I am not the business coach for everybody. Because believe it or not, most people are not really looking for solutions to their problems. I know that sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Most people are just looking to pass time. They will scroll all day just to pass time. They will complain and vent about their problems to anyone who is willing to listen. But the minute you present them with the very solution to the problems that they have, they bail. They dip because they were never looking for help in the first place. I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. I am here to help the woman who actually wants to change. But in order to change, I have to tell you the truth. I have to make you aware of what you've been doing. Self-awareness is key. And believe it or not, most people are not self-aware. So, the truth is, when you get off of work, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally start to have confidence in yourself. But you make the choice not to. You choose to sit on the phone and gossip with your friends about celebrities and their drama. When you do have time off from work, like the weekends, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally start to have self-love and self-respect. But you choose not to. You choose to binge watch Netflix and Hulu for hours, getting nothing done. Late at night, when your children are asleep, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally start to feel good about yourself for once. But you make the choice not to. You choose to scroll social media and laugh at funny videos and share them back and forth in the group chats. And the reason why we have all of these distractions like social media, binge watching, drinking, gambling, all of these distractions that we hold on to, it's because we're trying to escape. This is all escapism. And the reason we're trying to escape is because there's things about our life that we're not 1000% happy with. And instead of us just being a grown woman and fixing it, we choose to run from it. But let me ask you, and just be honest with yourself, Is that working? Is what you're doing working? You don't know? Ask yourself, how do you feel on a day-to-day basis? On average, how do you feel? When your alarm goes off, are you excited to start your day or are you dreading it? Do you find yourself crying all the time? Do you find yourself not wanting to live life? How do you feel? That'll tell you everything that you need to know. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So if what you've been doing is not working, then that means it's time to change something. Instead of trying to escape a life that you're not 1000% happy with, what if we just lock in and build a life that you never feel the need to escape from? So, this is what we're going to do today, not tomorrow, not Monday, not next week, not next year. Today. Today, you are going to turn the TV off. Put the phone on Do Not Disturb. Tell your friends you will talk to them later. You are building your dream life. You're going to sit down at home. No, you don't need to go to Starbucks because you get distracted there. You're going to start your ebook and then you're going to finish it. You're not going to start, stop, come back next week because you never come back. You're going to start it and you're going to finish it. 2 hours is all you need. If we are crystal clear on all of these instructions, go ahead and put clear in the chat because respectfully, there is no point in even talking about sales if we don't have anything to sell. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business that have been here for a minute, and I love you. And this message was for me very good, euphoric. I'm so glad this message found you. Yes, ma'am. I literally say the definition of insanity quote all the time. Yes, we got to switch some things up. I am big on energy and how things make you feel. If you really become in tune with yourself and you start listening to how you feel and stop trying to ignore it, it'll tell you everything you need to know about yourself and what you're doing. But a lot of times we don't want to hear it. We try to avoid listening to our gut and our feeling. It'll tell you everything you need to know. And if something isn't making you feel good, then that means it's time to switch something up. No, you're not overthinking. Listen to your gut. That is God talking to you. And he will tell you, it's time to switch something up. This is no longer working. But a lot of people don't want to listen. Okay? All right. So sales. Earlier I said sales is 80% of the business. So we got to get this right because that's more than half. But I got to be honest with you. Sales is also where most people fail. They fail at sales, okay? And it's not for the reasons that you think, because some of y'all ready to run away now because sales is so hard. No, sales is not hard, okay? But people's mindset and the things that they think in regards to sales is what makes sales so hard for them. So in order to actually sell something, we first have to understand what sales is, okay? See, some of y'all are struggling with sales because you say things like, well, I'm not a salesperson. What if I talk about my product too much and people unfollow me? What if people think I'm begging them for money? Okay, let's go ahead and clear all that up. First of all, selling is not begging. Selling is solving, okay? People have a problem and you have a solution. You are not begging anyone for anything. So get that out your head. Number 2, you don't have a choice but to remind people consistently about who you are, what you do, and how you can help people because people are extremely forgetful. Ladies, everyone is living their own life, okay? Life is life and stress is stress for everybody. And most people are on social media all day. So they are being bombarded with content from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. If you even want them to begin to remember who you are, you have to consistently remind them, because I promise you they will forget. Why do you think I keep telling you that the key word of this live is execution? I keep repeating myself over and over again. Why? Because I need to stick in your pretty head that not only are we talking about it, not only are we taking notes, but you're going to actually do it. Why do I keep reminding you to take notes and write this stuff down? Because I already know you're going to forget. It's not a matter of if you forget, it's when you forget. You can still refer back to your notes and get it done. You have to be consistently reminding people who you are, what you do, and how you can help them so they can even begin to remember. Otherwise, they will forget. Look at Amazon. We all know who they are. Okay? We all got the memo. And most of us are Prime members, meaning we pay a monthly subscription to utilize 2-day, 1-day, and same-day shipping. And even though everyone knows who Amazon is, and most of us spend our hard-earned money with them every single month, they still remind you consistently that they exist. Look at their Amazon trucks. Thank you, gangster. You can't even go 2 miles down the street without seeing one. They didn't have to paint their trucks blue and put their logo on it. They could have left them blank. But they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their trucks, your brain remembers Amazon. I can order that from Amazon. You can't even go down a neighborhood or enter into a mail room without seeing Amazon packages everywhere. I went downstairs this morning to get some of my mail. Amazon packages on every shelf. Every shelf. And one FedEx box. They could have left their cardboard boxes blank. They didn't have to put their logo on them, but they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their packages, which is multiple times a day, your brain thinks Amazon. I can order from Amazon. Now let's be honest. Do you really think they're worried about you thinking that they're begging you for money? Do you really think they're worried about being too annoying and you unsubscribing from Prime? Do you really think that? No. They know you're not going anywhere. How do they know that? Because they know they have a solution to your problem. They already know you're lazy and they know you love convenience. We all do. So they will continue to remind you consistently that they exist, and you will continue to spend your hard-earned money with them every single month. Am I lying? For those of you guys who have seen my face before, maybe I'm not a new face to you. I've been on the internet full-time for 6 years. You might have found me on YouTube. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads. I am all over this internet. How is it that I'm able to show up consistently, daily, and talk about Glowup Academy without worrying about people thinking I'm begging them for money or them unfollowing me or unsubscribing because I'm being too annoying? Because I know I have a solution to people's problems. That's how. People want to build their confidence. They want to actually follow through on the promises that they make to themselves. I work with them every single day inside of Glowup Academy. People want to be consistent. They want to be disciplined. They want to put themselves first and actually get the shit done. I work with them every single day inside of Glowup Academy. People want to build their online business. They want to monetize their platforms and sell their products. I work with them every single day inside of Glowup Academy. I'm a life coach. And because I have that energy with my products and services, I sell. And I sell a lot. Because Amazon has that energy with their products and services. They sell, and they sell a lot. And if you want to sell a lot too, you are going to have the same energy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? Okay. If you're ready for sales tip number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. If I say anything this morning, that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul. Double tap the screen. Also, make sure y'all follow me so you don't lose me. TikTok, they do steal my videos. They make fake accounts, and they're going to turn around and message you, pretend to be me. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these streets. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe. Thumbs up the live. Real quick, I do want to address the elephant in the room, which is failing. I know a lot of y'all are terrified of that. A lot of y'all have amazing ideas, brilliant ideas, $1,000,000 ideas. But the word failing scares the shit out of you. And it keeps you frozen, stuck, and watching from the sidelines. But what if I told you that a lot of you guys are extremely confused on what failing even means? So let me go ahead and confuse you. See, some of y'all think failing means you create your first YouTube channel, you post your first video, and if you don't get 50,000 subscribers by the end of the week, then you failed. Some of y'all are really out here thinking that if you launch your first ebook and you're not a millionaire by the end of the month, then you failed. And some of y'all really believe that if you post on TikTok consistently for 7 days and you don't get 10,000 views on each video, then you failed. But what if I told you that's not failing? See, failing only exists when you quit, when you throw in the towel, when you give up, when you say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm done. Well, then that is when you have officially failed. But if every single day or every other day, you just commit to keeping going, you just put in 30 minutes, an hour, whatever you have into working on your goals, posting the content, creating the content, selling your products, even if you're not making sales yet, you just keep showing up. That's not failing because you're still giving it all you have. See, the problem with society today is we have become extremely entitled. The entitlement is at an all-time high, okay? And most people have been so entitled for so long that they don't even recognize how entitled they really are. And what people have done is they have become entitled to the results that they want in the time frame in which they set. So what that means is you feel entitled to making $1,000,000 by the end of the month because you said so. That's what you said. That's entitlement. But what I'm here to tell you is the results always come. They just may not come in the time frame in which you want them to come. But they always show up. But the reason why most people don't get the results they want with anything is because they have set unrealistic timelines of when they feel entitled to those results. Listen, I lost 100 pounds. 100 pounds. That's a whole person. Anyone who has lost any weight can attest to this. Ladies, be honest. When you just let go of the excuses and you just say, you know what, I'm going to count my calories. I'm going to measure the food out and I'm only going to eat the allotted calories. And I'm going to make sure I move my body for at least 20 minutes a day. Don't you eventually get to the goal weight that you always wanted? Yeah. You want to know why most people don't reach their goal weight? You want to know the truth? Because they feel entitled to losing 50 pounds in a week. And when they don't lose those 50 pounds in a week, they quit. They fail. That's why. So why would content creation be any other way? If you just keep showing up, if you just keep trying, I promise you, you will get to the results that you want. So for anyone on this live who is terrified of failing, just don't quit. Because if you do not quit, then you did not fail. And now you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Okay? All right. We're not going to worry about failing because it doesn't exist until you quit. Sales tip number 1, good morning. Content is king and distribution is queen. Content is king, distribution is queen. So let's go ahead and break this down so it makes sense. We'll start with the content is king part, okay? Content is just anything that you upload to social media, okay? So pictures, reels, if you go live, long form YouTube videos, statuses that you post on Facebook, Threads, Twitter, all of that is just content, okay? Now, content is king because we said we have to be consistent so that people can remember who we are, what we do, and how we can help people. Content is how we're going to get the word out about our products and services, okay? That's why content is king. Now, I need us to adapt a whole new mindset when we are trying to reach our goals. A lot of us, and I used to be guilty of this too, we have this all or nothing mindset. We have to just do all of these things or we're not doing anything. That's a very toxic mindset to have. It doesn't get you anywhere. Because what ends up happening is you start to feel overwhelmed. And the minute you start to feel overwhelmed with things and your long ass to-do list, you freeze. And then you don't do any of it because you don't even know where to start anymore. So the new mindset that we're going to adapt this morning, right now, is we're going to crawl before we walk and we're going to walk before we run. In other words, we're just going to lock in on taking small baby steps out of our comfort zone, doing something slightly different to get to the results that we want, slowly but surely, okay? Maybe you're struggling with posting content consistently because you're camera shy, okay? Anyone who's camera shy is going to struggle with posting consistently. So we first need to tackle the camera shyness, okay? We got to get that out your system before we can even think about posting consistently, all right? So if you are struggling with camera shyness, whether you're faceless or front and center, this is what I want you to start doing today. I want you multiple times a day to sit in front of your phone. You could do 30-second increments. You could do 5-minute increments, 10-minute increments. I don't care, but do it multiple times a day. And just so we know, this is not to post. This is just for you to get out of your camera shyness. I want you to sit in front of your camera and talk to it. You could talk to it about work. You could talk to it about your thoughts, what you're going to do tomorrow. It doesn't matter. The more you're in front of the camera, the more comfortable you will get. And don't you dare say you don't have time. This is why I keep telling you to get off of these apps. Get off of Instagram. Get off of TikTok. Get off of YouTube. Because the time that you're spending watching content is the time that you could be spending doing this. Get off these apps for the millionth time. So, the more you do that every day, the quicker you will get out of your camera shyness. Give it a week, 2 weeks, and you'll no longer be camera shy because now you'll be comfortable. Now that you're comfortable in front of the camera, you got that out your system. Now we're going to take it a step further and we're going to commit to posting one 30-second TikTok video a week. Just one. 30 seconds. That's it. There's 7 days in a week. That gives you 6 days to use ChatGPT to figure out what kind of video you're going to make. You can even have ChatGPT script the 30-second video for you. You can use TikTok to edit it real quick. And then you have 6 days to build up the strength and the courage to hit upload. I know you can do it. Once you get comfortable and consistent with posting one 30-second video a week, we're going to take it a step further. We're going to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone. And now we're going to up it to 2 times a week. Once you're consistent with that, we're going to take another half an inch out that comfort zone because now we got a new comfort zone level. We're going to go 3 times. And next thing you know, you are posting consistently. So always remember, we're going to crawl before we walk and walk before we run. We're just going to lock in on taking baby steps out of our comfort zone. That's it. Okay? Now, the distribution is queen part. Not only are we going to start posting content consistently, we're going to also lock into building at least 3 platforms. We got to build 3. Why? Because one is too close to none. That's why. Like that one income you have at that one job. If they laid you off tomorrow, what would you do? You'd be freaking out, trying to figure out how you're going to pay your bills. If you put all of your eggs in a TikTok basket and the US decides to ban it like they did last year, what would you do? You would be sitting there freaking out like all the other TikTokers who only had their eggs in a TikTok basket. I always teach my students, we have got to stay proactive so we are not reactive. In other words, we got to stay ready. Now, which platform should you grow? That's up to you. You got a lot of options. I do always suggest starting with the platform that you're always on. So if you find yourself always on TikTok, start a TikTok. Obviously, you like this app so much because you're always here. And then just choose 2 more. Okay? And it's not hard to build 3. Get that out your head. The same exact video that you put on TikTok, you'll put it on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, doesn't matter. Just choose 2 more. But in case you did not know, YouTube is the most watched platform. It's not TikTok. YouTube has even replaced cable TV, okay? There are more people watching YouTube than anywhere. So I'm going to always urge and encourage my students to start their YouTube channel. I say this damn near every day. If everybody is watching YouTube, why are you not creating on YouTube? Make it make sense, please. She said, it'd be which days and times. I don't want you to think about any of that. Do not worry about days. Do not worry about times. The algorithm pushes content based off of interest. It's no longer social media, it's interest media. It's going to show your content to people who are interested in what you're talking about. The people who will enjoy your videos, I promise you the algorithm will show it to them. It does not matter about what time of day you post. It does not matter what day you post. Just post. Okay? I don't want you to think about none of that. Now, before we move forward into sales tip number 2, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who is still holding on to fear. Child. She knows who she is. And in case you didn't know, if you're new here, we said fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what she's about to do. Good morning. She's ready to run away. She's happy this live found her. Divine timing, right? She needed to hear this message, and this was the time. But in the back of her head, she's like, what did I walk into? Jazz. I would love an online business. This sounds amazing, but I just don't know. You want me to post consistently? You want me to make my own ebook? You want me to build 3 platforms? Oh, Jazz, girl. I want to, but I just don't think I can. And honestly, this just sounds really, really hard. Okay. Well, before you run away, like you always do, just listen. The very first thing I want you to know is this. I can't convince you of anything. I don't have the power to convince people. So I'm not even going to try. So, if you want to believe that posting content consistently is hard, then fine, your feelings are valid. You're right, it's hard. If you want to believe that having AI write your ebook for you is hard, then fine, you're allowed to feel that way. You're right, it's hard. If you want to believe that building 3 platforms is hard, okay, fine, it's hard. But I do want to remind you, the life that you're currently living is hard. Going to a job that drains you every single day, that's hard. Making payment arrangement after payment arrangement, robbing Patrice to pay Paula, living paycheck to paycheck, that is hard. Crying every day because you are so unhappy, you are so stressed with the way things are going right now, that is hard. Knowing deep down in your soul that there is something better for you and not living it, now that's hard. And you live like that every day. And see, that's what fear will do. That right there. And you let it. You will let fear convince you that you can't do any of this. But look at what you're already doing that's 10 times harder than this. And this is why I keep pushing the confidence, trying to get you to see that every time you break every time you break the promises that you make to yourself, you are slowly eroding at your confidence. This is the result of that. This right here. Because nothing that I said is things that you are not capable of doing, but your lack of confidence, not believing in yourself. That is the real issue. Because look at what you're already doing. That's hard. Let me ask you, and be honest, when was the last time you told yourself that you were proud of you? Do you even remember? Some of y'all like, Jazz, I never talk to myself like that. And that's the problem. Because let's be honest, life's for everybody. Nobody's life is smooth sailing. We have all had really hard days at some point in life. But despite that, we got through it because we're still here today. So I don't have to convince you of your strength and your resilience because you've already proven to yourself how strong and resilient you are. If you were not strong, if you were not resilient, you wouldn't be here right now. But you are. So you have already proven to yourself how capable you are of getting through hard, tough times. Listen, when I lost my grandma, my world shattered. My grandma damn near raised me, okay? And when I went off to college, I used to call her 4 and 5 times a day just to check on her because I missed her that much. She was the one woman who I could go to and she wouldn't judge me. It's something about a grandmother's love. It really is. Nothing can describe it. But when she died, I didn't know what I was going to do. And that was actually the first time I experienced grief in my whole life. But here I am, 10 years later, still living without my grandma. That's strength. That's resilience. You are a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. You are more than capable of doing this. And listen, I don't have to convince you of this because you can scroll on your own For You page and see it for yourself. There are people in worse off situations than you getting it done. There are women on these apps with more children than you getting it done. There are people on these apps with worse off health conditions than you still showing up, getting it done. There are people on these apps who are living their darkest moments right now. They might have lost their job. They might have got laid off. They might have lost their place to stay. And despite the weight of the world on their back right now, they are still showing up, getting it done. So let me ask you, if they can do it, why can't you? Well, you want to know why you're not? Because they made the decision to let go of fear. And you choose to keep holding on to it. That's it. That's the only difference. You've got to let go of fear. Listen, thank you, sunshine. My online business changed my whole life. Can't make this up. Been doing this full time 6 years since COVID. Made more money than I ever could have imagined from my cell phone, a laptop, and some Wi-Fi. For the first time in my life, I have peace. You cannot even put a price tag on that. I have freedom, meaning I get to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. I have purpose. I get to wake up every single day doing what I love to do. I have confidence in myself. I think highly of me. I keep the promises that I make to myself. But before all of this, before COVID, no. I lived a very different life. Very different. I used to be very, very insecure. Miserable as hell. Unhappy, not at peace, stressed, broke. I used to be 100 pounds overweight. I hated my life. I was depressed, anxious. I had a 9 to 5 that I absolutely hated. And to top it all off, I was an alcoholic. See, I have bought into the American dream bullshit that they sell all of us. But I bought in back in high school because they told me to go to college. And they said, once I graduate, I'll find a good job with benefits and stability. I'll make more than enough money a year to where I can travel a few times. I'll be able to save for a house. And I'll be able to put extra money into my 401k. So when I do get too old to work, I can retire with dignity. That's what they said. So I bought into the American dream. I went off to college. All of my friends went. My mom told me to go. So I went. At 18, I did the whole dorm room experience, stayed an hour and a half away from home, did the whole thing. 4 years later, graduated, got a bachelor's degree. That degree cost me $40,000. Moved back home, like most college graduates do, and was on the search for a job. 6 months later, I got my full-time dream job. They were going to be paying me $60,000 a year. I was 23 years old back then, so I thought I was about to be rich. I thought I hit the lottery. And they were offering me PTO, paid time off, meaning I don't have to be at work and I still get paid? What? Oh man, I was so excited. So I decided to move out of my mom's house. I was sick of her rules. I was ready to do my own thing and be a grown adult. So I went out and got my own place. Didn't stop there. No. See, I did what most Americans do. I decided to go get me a car payment. I already had a car. It was paid off. My grandma got me that car for graduation, but it was old. No leather seats, no push to start, no tablet on the dash. I had to upgrade, right, to match my new upgraded life. Duh. So I decided to go out and get me a brand new Dodge Charger. That car cost me $450 a month. And we all know, with expensive cars comes expensive car insurance and expensive gas. By the time I paid all of my bills for the month, I was broke. There were no trips. There was no 401k savings. I could barely afford to eat. I was broke. I had another problem. I had to start paying back them damn student loans. See, at 23, I didn't think the government was serious about student loan payments. Like, everyone has student loans, right? It's the American way. The government is not playing with you when it comes to those student loans. They want their money back. They will give you 6 months after you graduate to get on your feet. They won't call, they won't send letters. They want you to focus on getting a job. But best believe when that 6-month mark hits, they are sending letters to the house because they want to see your tax returns. Because here's the kicker. They're going to tell you how much you can afford. And since they saw on paper I made $60,000 a year, I didn't have any dependents and no children, they said I should have no problem paying $400 a month. I'm like, what? $400 a month? Yep. And just so you know, it's not up for negotiation. That's the price. I had 11 student loan accounts that they lumped under one monthly payment of $400 a month. Every single month that I did not pay those student loans, I got 11 missed payments on my credit. In the course of 1 year, I racked up $150 and 21 missed payments because I couldn't afford it. My credit score dropped 520 off of some damn student loans. And just so you know, you cannot bankrupt those, and they will garnish your check. Try 'em. Try 'em. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit. I had one last problem to top it all off. I hated my job. Nowhere in that American dream blueprint did they tell me I would be miserable at my 9 to 5. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? I grew up very sheltered, okay? So in my early 20s, I was very naive. I was gullible as hell. And anything that anyone told me, I believed them. So I went into the interview, and my supervisor told me that even though the department was all middle-aged women, I was gonna be the youngest one in the department, they all got along. There was no drama, no cattiness, and they were one big old happy work family. So I went into the job believing that was true. I learned, yes, sir, BS. I learned in corporate America, those are not your friends. Don't you ever get confused. They will kiki and caca with you in the break room, but they don't like you. They will even hang out with you off the clock. So they're not even paid to be around you, okay? But they'll hang out with you and they'll go to happy hour with you. They'll invite you to their weddings and their baby showers so you can meet their family. They'll even invite you to their house, but they don't like you. They will even spend their hard-earned money on you. So when it's your birthday, they all come together and contribute to buying you a birthday gift. But they don't like you. It's weird. They will even do the Thanksgiving potluck. So we all bring a dish, we sit in the break room and sing Kumbaya, but they don't like you. And best believe, all you have to do is piss off the right one, and they will make sure that every single day you work there will be a living nightmare. I made the mistake, this is all my fault. I take full accountability. Okay. I made the mistake of becoming friends with a woman. She was 31, I was 23. We used to do everything together, off the clock. She told me I was like the little sister she never had. And my gullible, naive ass believed her. And I was like, oh my God, you're like the big sister I never had. I gave her all my tea, told her all my business. We both wanted to put in for a job promotion. She decided to let my supervisor know every single thing I told her in confidence about how much I hated my supervisor. Thank you, Kimmy. And so my supervisor decided that every single day that I worked there would be a living nightmare. I walked right into it. My fault. I was miserable. I must have put in hundreds, if not thousands, of applications trying to find a new job. But nobody was calling me back. I couldn't even get an interview. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit, and I hate my job. For the first time in my life, at 23 years old, I felt trapped. If you've never experienced what it feels like to feel trapped, consider yourself blessed. Because I wouldn't wish the feeling of trapped on my worst enemy. But let me give you some context. See, trapped feels like no matter what you do, your life's not going to get no better. That's how trapped feels. Your life begins to feel like a nightmare that you can't wake up from. You can try to be positive and optimistic all you want, but it feels like nothing but negative ass shit from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day. That's trapped. You could try to work some overtime or get a part-time job to catch up on some bills, but just when you start to have a couple $100, a savings account, something always comes up. Now your car won't start. Now you got to dish out money for that. It's always something. You could try to pray about it, but it begins to feel like God is ignoring you because you still wake up with the same problems every single day. That's how trapped feels. I used to pull up at that job. I would sit in my car and cry before I even clocked in. I started to bring that job home with me You know what that means? So that means you are clocked out. You are at home. You should be at peace while you're home, but you can't, because now you're telling your spouse all of the miserable, toxic things that they're doing to you at work. These people are living in your head rent free. You can't escape them. They have stolen your peace. I was so stressed out about bills, I couldn't sleep anymore. I started to have anxiety, butterflies in my stomach I couldn't shake. I started to believe that they were going to fire me every day. You ever been paranoid at a job before? And to cope with all that misery, that depression, and that stress, I started drinking. First, it was just a few drinks a week to calm my nerves, but it quickly spiraled out of control, and I became an alcoholic. And the only reason why I'm telling you any of this is because if anything in my story is resonating with you in some way, shape, or form, you are already doing something hard. Going to a job that drains your spirit is hard. Crying every day because you are so unhappy is hard. And see, the reason why I was so depressed back then was because I had nothing in my life to look forward to. My life literally began to feel like it was on repeat. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, cry, drink, sleep, repeat. Week after week, month after month, and year after year. For the longest time, I thought there was something wrong with me for hating my life. Listen, there was nothing wrong with me. That is depressing. Ladies, anyone would be depressed, okay? That's normal for that type of life. But now, I get to wake up every day doing what I love to do. And that's the beauty of online business, is you can monetize anything. No, your idea is not stupid. No, your idea is not too far-fetched. I don't have to convince you. How many times do you scroll on your For You page and you see the darndest things and you're sitting there scratching your head trying to figure out, how the hell are they getting paid to do that? I know I can do a better job. You want to know how? I'm going to tell you how. The truth is, because they let go of fear and you choose to keep holding on to it. That's the only difference. And I want to say one more thing before we move forward, because I need to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I hope you realize that if you work 40 hours a week or more, you spend more time at work with people that you don't even like than you do with your family that loves you. See, I literally worked 9 to 5. So what should have only been a 20-minute drive into the city was over an hour because I'm stuck in rush hour traffic. So an hour to work, an hour back, 2 hours in the car, 8 hours at work, 1 hour lunch break. That's 11 hours out of my day gone. Never get it back. You only have a few hours to spend with your spouse or your children before you have to put everyone to bed, just to repeat the cycle again the next day. And let's be clear, your loved ones, your children, your spouse, they don't even get the best version of you. No. They don't get to experience the happy version of you because you're not happy. They don't get to experience the peaceful version of you because you're not at peace. They get the stressed version of you. They get the anxious version of you. They get the depressed version of you. That's not fair. You put everyone to bed just to repeat the cycle again the next day, just to look forward to the weekend. But respectfully, what are you even looking forward to? Because Friday you still worked. So they still got 8 hours out you. Saturday is the only day that you get to do what you love. But Sunday, not so much. No. Because you have to prepare for the work week, right? So that means you got to cook. You got to clean. You got to go to the grocery store. You got to do laundry. And then you have to mentally prepare yourself for the bullshit sitting on your desk come Monday. Ladies, that's not living. That's surviving. Life is meant to be lived, not survived. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I do know this. The God that I serve, he loves me. And he loves me a lot. And if he loves me so much, why would he put me on this earth to be hating the very life that he blessed me with? He didn't. He made me for a very special reason. And then he allowed me the opportunity to find it. In online business, social media allowed me the opportunity to monetize it. He made you for a very special reason, too. There is something extremely special about you, too. But the problem is, life has a tendency to life. And somewhere on our journey of life, we lose our light. It gets dim, then it gets dark. Maybe it was a toxic relationship, toxic family, toxic friends. In my case, it was a toxic job. And then that thing that happened in your life will make you believe that none of this is possible for you. But I'm here to tell you that's not true. That's not true at all. I believe the ideas that we get, that's God talking to us. He talks to us throughout the whole day. If there was something inside of you that told you to try something, do this, start this, that's God talking to you. If you even thought the thought, that's because you can. God gave you those ideas because you can. If it was truly something that you couldn't do, it wouldn't have even crossed your mind. But it did because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of fear. You are going to have to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and make the decision to do something just a little bit different. You can do this, ladies. If you thought about it, that's because you can. But you gotta let go of fear. Okay? Okay. Sales tip number 2. Good morning. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. Okay? People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So if they don't like you, not gonna buy it. If they don't know you, not gonna buy it. And if they don't trust you, not gonna buy it. She said, you are helping me make a huge decision. Let's go, let's go. Let's talk about this. So people liking you. How do we get people to like you? Okay. You're gonna do this through your content. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, we said content is just anything that you upload to social media. Pictures, reels, long form YouTube videos, going live, statuses, anything that you upload is considered content. We're going to get people to like us through our content. So in your content, I need you to be relatable and I need you to be authentic. In other words, I need you to be yourself. Okay? Because the community that we build, the subscribers, the followers, the commenters, the viewers, those are the people who are going to buy our products. People connect with people through emotions, all right? But a lot of you guys are doing yourself a disservice because what you're doing is you're trying to make perfect content, failing to realize that people can't resonate with that because they're not perfect. And then you're being inauthentic because you're not perfect either. You have to be yourself. And don't you dare let fear take over and say things to you like, well, what if no one likes me? That's impossible. And I used to be fearful of that too. Ladies, there's 8 billion people in this world. somebody is bound to like you. Okay? Listen, there's a whole world of people out there all over the place. All right? The internet is what connects us from all different countries. There's a whole community of people who need you. You have the very solution to their problems, but you're depriving them of the help that they need because you won't get out your head. I have women inside of Glowup Academy from all over the world. I'm in the USA. There are women in there from Australia, Jamaica, Barbados, Canada, the UK. I've been to none of those countries, but I was able to help women from all around the world because I decided to be myself and just post. What if I let fear take over this morning and I didn't go live? Well, then those of you guys here watching this wouldn't have been able to receive this message, and I wouldn't have been able to help you. But that's literally what you're doing to others. So please, for the love of God, post the videos. There's a whole world of people out there who need you. And I promise you, they will like you. Your tribe will find you. Okay? All right. We said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to know us? All right. I need you to go live. Whether you're faceless or front and center, this applies to everybody. So don't think because you're a faceless creator, you're getting out of this. No, ma'am. You can go live and be faceless. People do it every day. Going live is the best way to build your community. Now, is it the only way? No. But it is the best way. Why? Because it allows people to get a sense of your energy and your vibes. It allows people to connect with you, engage and interact, and it allows you to promote your products. Okay? Listen, I need you to go live. Now, some of y'all are going to be hard-headed and say, Jazz, that's great, but I don't want to go live. I'm going to just say, fine, don't. I told you, I'm not the coach that's going to try to convince you to do anything that you don't want to do. If you don't want to go live, don't. But I do want to remind you that you also said you didn't want to live paycheck to paycheck. You said you were tired of feeling overworked and underpaid. It amazes me how many people are willing to bust their ass at their job to build wealth for someone else, but they absolutely refuse to lock into 30 minutes to build wealth for themselves. Listen, I don't have to convince you, because especially on TikTok, all you see are people selling products. Am I lying? People on TikTok are selling hair, nails, makeup, clothes, digital products. They selling everything. All hours of the day. I don't care what time you go live. You want to go live in the morning? Fine, do it. You want to go live at night? Fine, do it. The internet doesn't sleep. It doesn't matter when you do it. Just do it. Now, some of y'all are like, well, Jazz, I would. Like, I'm not against going live. I'm just a little live shy. Okay. For my ladies on this live who are live shy, listen to me. The only reason why you're live shy, camera shy, any shy, is because you just don't have enough experience doing the thing. Okay? It's not because you suck at life. It's not because this isn't meant for you. It's just because you don't have enough experience. Maybe you did it once, 6 months ago, but you haven't done it since. We have been on this live for 103 minutes. And if you're still watching, that's because you trust what I'm saying to be true. That's what I know about people. Otherwise, you would have left. If you truly thought I was full of shit, you would have left. So, I need you to go ahead and trust this. If you go live consistently, I promise you, you will get to a point where you are no longer live shy. Anything that you do over and over and over again, you get better at. I don't have to convince you of that. Look at the results in your own life. Believe it or not, you did not always know how to walk. Now you do that just fine. How? Because you had to consistently do it. You didn't always know how to read and write. Now you do that just fine. How? Because you had to consistently do it. You did not always know how to drive or do your job, but now you do those things just fine. because you consistently do them. Imagine what would happen if you just consistently went live. You'd be selling out. I can't make this up. So go live. We said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. Okay, cool. Well, how do we get people to trust us? She said, if you can't sell products to people, try. I ain't gonna do all that. I don't know nothing about that. How do we get people to trust us? Okay. There's a reason why I'm telling you to post content consistently. And no, it's not for your health. The reason why I'm telling you to post consistently is because the more people see you, the more they begin to trust you. Consistency builds trust, okay? I don't know if you know this or not, or if you're living under a rock, but people work extremely hard for their money, okay? You work hard, I work hard. Everybody is out here working hard. And if you want someone to trust you with their hard-earned money, well, then you're gonna have to be trustworthy, which means you have to be consistent. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, I want to do an exercise with you guys. For those of you guys who do not have a product yet, sit this out, take your notes. For those of you guys who do have a product, but you're struggling to make the sales that you want, this is for you, okay? The first thing we got to do is remove ego and pride. Now, some of y'all can't do that because you think you know everything, and you don't believe that there's room for growth or improvement. Well, I'm not here to convince you otherwise. Keep thinking that. Just know pride always comes before the fall. Now, for those of y'all who can remove ego and pride, and you recognize that you can improve on some things, I'm talking to you. What we're going to do is we're going to go to our profile and we're going to ask ourselves some questions. We have to be honest. Write this down. The worst lies are the lies we tell ourselves. Don't you ever forget that. Write that down. The worst lies are the lies we tell ourselves. So we have to take the emotion out. We have to take the ego out and be honest with ourselves. Now, ask yourself, is it clear as day who you are, what you do, and how you can help people? I also need you to ask yourself this. Gotta be honest. If you were not you, would you buy from you? If you were not you, would you buy from you? If the answer to any of those questions is no, then you should no longer be confused as to why people are not buying from you yet. There should be no more confusion. TikTok number 2, can y'all still see me? This one that says turn your tired of your own BS. Can y'all still see me? There should be no more confusion as to why people are not buying from you yet. But the reason why I say yet is because you have the power to fix it. You have the power to fix it. Okay? So if it's not clear, just make it clear who you are, what you do, and how you can help people. So that when people do go to your profile, they know exactly what they're getting into. They know exactly what kind of content you can create. They know exactly how you can help them. Just make it clear, okay? That's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of business. That is the beauty of everything that we've talked about so far on this live. Anything that is not giving you the results that you want, you can fix it. But the truth is, you choose not to. You make the choice not to. Listen, thank you, inspiration. I already recognize that I am not the life coach for everybody. I recognize the fact that I am not the business coach for everybody. TikTok number 2, I'm not sure if the TikTok is going to cut off. If it does, I'm going to just restart it because I think it's going to try to tell me to confirm I'm still live, but that option never showed up. So if it does shut off, I'm going to come right back on, okay? I recognize I'm not the coach for everybody because believe it or not, Most people aren't really looking for help. Most people aren't really looking to fix their problems. Most people are just looking to pass time. They're just looking for someone to complain and vent to anyone who will listen. But the minute you present them with the problem, or excuse me, the minute you present them with the solution that they have to their problem, they bail because they were never looking for help in the first place. I'm not here for that. I am here to help the woman who actually wants to change. But in order to change, I have to make you aware. I have to tell you the truth so that we can fix it. The problem is, we love our comfort zone. That comfort zone of ours is just our daily routines and habits. It's just what we do on a day-to-day basis. The people we talk to, the environments that we frequent, the content that we watch. That's all it is. But that comfort zone that we refuse to leave is not giving us the results that we want. Because if it was, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here. That comfort zone is keeping you unhappy. Those daily routines and habits that you have is keeping you stressed. Your comfort zone is keeping you frustrated. And notice, we've been in our comfort zone, our daily routines and habits for so long that we begin to be comfortable with being unhappy. We become comfortable with being insecure. We have become comfortable with being stressed. You are going to have to decide to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something a little bit different if you actually want to change your life, if you actually want to get the results that you want, whether that's in business, finance, weight loss, whatever the goal is. You got to do things differently, slowly but surely. Take baby steps out. Take 20 minutes and commit to the goal. Get off of these apps. You don't have a choice. Or you can keep doing what you've been doing and keep getting the results that you've been getting. Choice is always yours. See, believe it or not, a lot of people have a trapped mindset. And you've had this trapped mindset for so long that you don't even recognize that you have a trapped mindset. And you really believe deep down in your soul that you are trapped in your current situation and that there is absolutely nothing you can do to improve your circumstances. And then what we choose to do is surround ourselves with other trap-minded people. Contrary to popular belief, you attract who you are. The friends that you have, the people that you hang out regularly, y'all are similar in some way, shape, or form. Some of y'all be like, no, I'm not nothing like my friend. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Because if y'all did not share similar mindsets, you wouldn't be able to be friends. And so now that you have other trap-minded people around you, it's a whole bunch of trap-minded people giving trap-minded advice. But I am here to tell you, you are not trapped. You're not trapped. And there is always something you can do to get out of your current circumstances, to get to the life that you want. But it is going to require you to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something slightly different every single day to get to where you want to be. I used to have a trap mindset too. And I really used to believe with all my soul that I was trapped at that 9 to 5. I really believed that. And there was nothing that anyone could tell me to convince me otherwise. And I had gotten so comfortable with being depressed. I had gotten so comfortable with being stressed. I had gotten so comfortable with being miserable. But I was never trapped at that job. I had options. But those options were going to require me to take a half an inch out of my comfort zone and get to where I really wanted to be. See, I could have moved back home. I had that option. I could have quit that job, just moved back home, and found another job. Yeah, it would have sucked because I'm like, oh God, then I had to move back home with my mom. Oh man, that would mean I'm going backwards. I'm failing. No, that means it's time to readjust and do something different. But the mindset I had and the friends that I had around me were convincing me that if I move back home, I'm taking a step backwards. And that's failing. No, what's really failing is staying somewhere that is draining you. That's the real fail. So I chose to stay miserable. I chose to stay in my comfort zone and continue hating life than to just move back home and find another job. Make it make sense? I could have quit that 9 to 5 and just went back to fast food. That's what I was used to. I've worked McDonald's, I've worked Hardee's, I've worked Burger King. I could have did that. They would have rehired me. But the mindset I had was, well, I'm a college graduate, so why would I work fast food? Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? That sounds absolutely absurd. So I chose to stay at a 9 to 5 that was making me miserable than to just go back to fast food until I found a better job. And the people I was around, they convinced me that that would be stupid too. So every day I chose to complain. I chose to vent. I chose to throw pity parties for myself. I chose to talk about what's not fair. I chose to procrastinate. I chose to drink. I chose to do all of the things except the one thing that would have changed my entire life forever, which was leave. All I had to do was leave. I was never trapped at that job. You are not trapped. There are always options. Some of you have convinced yourself that you don't have the ability to fix your problems yet because you have convinced yourself with your soul and your spirit that you just need more information. And you really believe that if you just watch more TikTok lives, if you just archive more reels about how to level up, if you just watch more YouTube videos on how to use AI, then you will get all the information you need and then you will have the ability to fix your problems later. But what if I told you that you are not lacking information? No, you're not. No, you're not. Because let's just go ahead and be honest. You're on social media all day. Thank you, inspiration. So you have all the information you need. You have already watched all of the TikTok live coaches. You have seen everyone's face at least once. You have already archived countless reels on how to glow up. You have already watched YouTube video on how to do something. You have already asked ChatGPT 5,000 questions on how to start a business. You have all of the information that you need. You are not lacking information. What you are lacking is implementation, meaning you don't execute shit, which is why I made the keyword of this live execution, because you're not doing that. You are the woman who will consistently talk about what she's going to do, but she won't just do it. You are the woman who keeps talking about tomorrows and next Mondays and resets. You are the woman who distracts and binge watches Netflix and Hulu. You are the woman who talks about what she can't do and what's not going to work for her. You are the woman who's doing all the things except the one thing that will change your life forever, which is start. You continue to complain and vent and throw pity parties for yourself instead of just start. And until you start, until you execute, nothing that we're talking about today is going to matter to you. You have bought course after course after course. Some of y'all have already run up after paying Klarna. You done ran it up. You done ran it up. But you haven't fixed you, which is why the courses aren't working. You can't resell the course that you bought because you refuse to put yourself first in your own life. You can't resell the course that you already bought because you won't be consistent. You won't get off of these apps. I keep telling you, get off of TikTok. I keep telling you, get off of Instagram. Stop comparing your life to other people and just do the thing that you said you wanted to do. You got to execute. And until you do that, nothing for you is going to change. There are things about you that are holding you back. Entrepreneurship is personal development. But you don't want to develop. What you want to do is make quick money. But that doesn't even exist. If it did, you would already be doing that. That's the truth. Your lack of consistency, your lack of discipline, your lack of follow through is exactly why nothing is getting done. I'm going to assume that you want to be the version of yourself that's confident, who doesn't care what people think. I'm going to assume you want to be the person that follows through with the things that she says she's going to do, who's running her business on her terms, living life, having peace, financial freedom, and being able to pass things down to your children other than debt. That's what I'm going to assume you want for your life. But in order to become that version of you, you're going to have to change who you are currently. See, that version of you that you want to be, she's within you. You are more than capable of becoming her. But in order to become her, you have to change who you are today so you can attract the things that you want. You have to change. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's the truth. That is the cold, hard truth. Get off the apps. One thing that I have noticed in society is that society has become extremely entitled. The entitlement level is at an all-time high. It really is. And people have become entitled and have lived entitled for so long that they don't even recognize how entitled they are. And you have convinced yourself with your spirit and your soul that you are entitled to time. You really believe that. You have convinced yourself that if you don't start today, you will always be able to start tomorrow. And if you don't start tomorrow, you will always be able to start next month. And if you don't start next month, you will always be able to start next year. You really think that? And I'm confused because my question is, last time I checked, tomorrow wasn't guaranteed. So how do you know that you'll always have tomorrow? Who told you that? How do you know you'll always have next month? Who told you that? How can you be so sure? You don't know that. You don't know that. Time is your most valuable, precious asset. and you don't have as much time as you have convinced yourself that you do. See, some of y'all think that money is your most valuable asset. I'm here to tell you, you are sadly mistaken. It is your time. Because you could lose $50 tomorrow. Yeah, it would suck. Yeah, you mad. Of course, I'd be mad too. But you can still go make 50 more. Might take you a few hours, but you can go make 50 more. But when you lose your time, you don't get not 1 second of it back. The only thing you get when you lose your time is regret. And the last thing you want to carry with you daily is the emotion of regret. Regret, shame, guilt, resentment, those emotions are heavy, and those emotions will destroy you. You do not have as much time as you think that you do. And eventually, you will run out of time. And I don't have to convince you how quickly time is moving because you can see it for yourself. Be honest. How many times a day do you look at the clock and say to yourself, wow, I cannot believe it's 8:24 in the morning. Wow, I cannot believe we are in the middle of April 2026. Wow, I cannot believe I am 35 years old. Or insert your age there. If you're anything like me, you do that every day. So you already see for yourself how quickly time is moving. And instead of you living the time that you do have to the fullest, being happy, walking in your purpose, being around people who truly love you, following through with the promises that you made to yourself, you choose to waste your precious, valuable time on these apps. That's what you choose to do. Get off of these apps. Stop scrolling. Execute the plan. Live the life that you want. Be with your family. Get off of these apps. Get off the apps. One of the toughest reality pills that I had to swallow in my own glow up journey. This is tough, so brace yourself. Your life and the direction that it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. See, I told you guys I used to be 100 pounds overweight, and my obesity was a direct reflection of the foods that I chose to eat and the exercises that I chose not to do. That was all my fault. That's just the truth. It's the truth. My finances were a direct reflection of the choices that I made. For the longest time, I thought the reason I was living paycheck to paycheck when I had my 9 to 5 was just because I didn't make enough money. And I convinced myself that if I just made more, then my paycheck to paycheck struggles would go away. No. The reason why I was living paycheck to paycheck was because I was living above my means. That is the truth. I stressed myself out because I chose to buy cars that I couldn't afford. I chose to live in apartments that I couldn't afford. And that is why I chose to live paycheck to paycheck. That is the truth. That was all my doing. Now, some of y'all might say, Jazz, I hear you. People do live above their means, sure, But that's not why I'm struggling financially. How can I get ahead in this economy? Gas is $6 a gallon, Jazz. Food is expensive. Rent is expensive. How is that my fault? Okay, I'm going to repeat myself. Your life is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. Your finances are a direct reflection of the choices that you make. And I'm going to tell you why. Ladies, let's be honest. Times have been hard. True or false? This didn't happen last night. Did it? No. Gas prices, food prices, rent prices have been on the rise for years. And every day, you choose to do nothing about it. Because let's be real, you're already on social media all day. You know exactly what an ebook is. I didn't teach you that. You could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. You'd be making sales today. You already know YouTube is paying content creators to post videos. I didn't teach you that. You could have started that YouTube channel 4 months ago. It could be monetized today. You could have started that TikTok last month. You would be building your community today. And what did we say? Our community, our viewers, our subscribers, our followers, our commenters, those are the people who buy our products. But you choose not to. You choose to complain. You choose to vent. You choose to throw pity parties for yourself. You choose to talk about what's not fair and what's not going to work for you. You choose to procrastinate. You choose to do all of the things except the one thing that will change your entire life forever, which is start. You continue to scroll on social media instead of just start. You do not get a business by watching. You get a business by doing. You can't watch your way to wealth. You can't watch your way to content creation. You can't watch your way to sales. You have to do it. You have to pick up the phone, record the video, and hit upload. And until you execute, you will not achieve whatever the goal is that you want to achieve for your life. You got to change. You have got to change. And listen, I'm not perfect by any means. The version of me that you guys see today is a direct reflection of the changes that I made in my own life. I am nothing like who I used to be. Not even close. I told you guys I lost 100 pounds, and for years I yo-yo dieted. That means I would lose 20, gain 40. Lose 40, gain 60. And it was a toxic cycle of getting bigger and bigger year after year. And for the longest time, I kept trying to approach weight loss with the same method, but it clearly wasn't working. It was obvious that I wasn't doing it right, because if I was, I would have lost the weight. I told you the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. I had already proven to myself I didn't know how to lose weight and keep it off, because if I did, I would have done it by then. So I decided to take a different approach. I decided to hire a personal trainer. Changed my life. Not only did I lose 100 pounds that go around, I have since kept it off for 4 years. My personal trainer was the first person in my adult life that I got to see who lived a healthy lifestyle. My whole family is obese, and all of my friends at the time were obese. I told you, we attract what we are. So I was around a whole bunch of obese people giving obese people advice. That's just the truth. But now I'm around my personal trainer every other day, and he's showing me what it looks like to still move your body even when life lifes. He's showing me what it looks like to still eat most of your food at home, no matter how busy you are. And his influence rubbed off on me. He changed my life. All because I decided to take a half an inch out of my comfort zone and do something a little bit different. He's still my personal trainer to this day. I used to be very fearful, scary of everything. And notice the fears that we hold on to, ladies. These are things that haven't even happened. This is literally just us working ourselves up for worst case scenario. You notice that? It's always going to worst case possibilities. Why can we never think best case? Best case scenario, you post your content, you feel good about yourself, now you want to do it again. Now you're being consistent, now you're building your community, and next thing you know, you're making your sales. Why can't we think that way? Why do we always think worst case? Make it make sense. The fear that you're holding on to, it hasn't even happened. It's all in your head. I used to procrastinate. My motto was, why do today what I can put off till tomorrow? In other words, I'll just start later. And later never came. It never showed up. I used to be my biggest bully to myself. I know a lot of y'all can relate to that. The things that I used to say to myself, absolutely disgusting. You know, I used to call myself stupid on a daily basis. Now let me ask you, how in the hell was I going to run a successful business when I'm calling myself stupid? I wasn't. That had to change. Ladies, your internal world is a reflection of your external. If there's chaos going on in here mentally, I know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell. I already know, because it's chaotic in your mind. If you disrespect yourself internally, I know for a fact you have people in your real life who disrespect the hell out you. But that's how you treat yourself, so I'm not surprised. Stop talking to yourself like you don't have no sense. Put some respect on your name. Stop calling yourself stupid. Stop telling yourself what you can't do and what you're not good at. Stop. It's not getting you anywhere. Change your thoughts, change your life. One of the biggest distractions that I struggled with in my own journey was alcohol abuse. And I told you I started that toxic ass habit when I had that toxic ass job. And you would have thought that once I quit the job, the problem would have just went away. No. Ladies, your problems don't just magically go away. Okay? If you don't fix them intentionally, they just get worse. My weight was just getting worse. I was just getting bigger. Who knows how big I would have been today? My alcohol abuse got worse because at least when I was working, I couldn't be drunk for 8 hours because I had to work. Well, I quit during COVID. Everything is shut down. I had nothing but time to drink. See, I quit my job on a whim. All right. I had been there for 6 years. I was turning 30 in a few months. And I was like, fuck this job. Fuck all y'all. I put in my 2-week notice and I was out the door. Okay. And I believe God was giving me that push. Like that idea just kept weighing on me. Jazz, it's time to leave. It's time to leave. It's time to leave. So I just said, F it. Put in my 2-week notice. I was out. And I had just bought a house, by the way. Hadn't even been in the house for a whole year yet before I quit. But I couldn't take it anymore. I left. Now, my plan was I was going to live off of my stimulus for a few months. Okay. Now, I don't have any kids. So my stimulus check was not that big. I had about $2,000 to my name. And that wasn't going to get me far because my mortgage was $1,900. So the math wasn't mathing from the start. Something was going to get cut off if I didn't figure it out and quickly, but I didn't care. So I quit. Now I'm at home trying to make it all make sense. I'm watching YouTube videos and TikTok lives talking about content creation, digital products, monetization platforms. But it's not working. Nobody's watching my content and nobody's buying my stuff. I had a lot of ego back then, by the way. Okay, I thought I was perfect as is and I didn't need to change anything. And if you had a problem with me, you really had a problem with yourself because Jasmine is perfect as is. That's the mindset I really had. And so I'm not looking at it as, well, what is Jasmine doing wrong? I'm looking at it as, well, YouTube just doesn't like me. Instagram just doesn't like me because it's not me. I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing, but I was lying to myself and convincing myself that I was. I told you guys the worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. And I was convincing myself that I was being productive. But in fact, I wasn't. I wasn't posting consistently. I wasn't going live. You know what I was always doing? Drinking. I was always drunk. That's what I was doing. And I'm getting stressed and I'm getting pissed because I'm running out of money. And if I don't hurry up and figure something out, things are going to get really bad. Then I'm mad at God because I'm like, God, you told me to quit. You told me the time was now. I quit and I'm running out of money. I've already missed one mortgage payment. If I miss another, you know what comes next. They start the process of foreclosure. I didn't want to admit to myself that I was the reason why. I had too much ego for that. I couldn't say to myself, Jazz, I think you have a drinking problem. No. The guilt, the shame, the embarrassment. I couldn't face that. No. So I just chose to continue to lie to myself some more. And I convinced myself that as long as I didn't drink until after 11 a.m., I'm not an alcoholic. Because in my mind, alcoholics, they start their day with alcohol. So if I wait till around 11 a.m., I'm not an alcoholic, so I have nothing to worry about. What? The worst lies are the lies that you tell yourself. But notice you can't keep running from you. And eventually, you're going to hit a brick wall. And God is going to force you to listen. See, I believe God is within us. Okay, he's not outside of you. He is within you. Okay, so you have God within you. I have God within me. Those ideas that you get when something inside of you is like, try this, post this, do this today. That's God talking to you. That intuition, that gut feeling that you get, that's God trying to warn you. But notice we use our distractions as a way to avoid listening to God. Because let's be real. You know deep down inside what you should be doing. But you will go out of your way to not do it. People say that they listen to God because it sounds good in conversation. It sounds good on paper. But what do your actions show? Oh, so you're going to sit there and say, you listen. Okay, since you listen so much, let me ask you, how many ideas did God give you last year that you didn't even try? Since you listen so much. Okay, since you listen so much, let me ask you and be honest. How many times have you gone against your gut feeling just to find out later you were right? We don't like to listen. But eventually, He is going to make you listen. And I'll never forget, I was sitting on my bed, scared out my mind, because I didn't have the money for the mortgage. I was like, God, they're going to take my house. My house. I don't know what to do. And He said, Jazz, what are you doing? You have been begging me for business for years, which is true. I have been. He said, the opportunity is literally right in front of you, and you're wasting it. So what are we going to do? Are you going to keep doing what you've been doing? Or are we going to fix it? Are we going to change? I decide to fix it. I decide to change. I decided to stop drinking. Haven't had a drink in almost 5 years. I will never touch alcohol again. I am done. And since I decided to change, my whole life began to change. I started posting consistently. My platform started growing. I started making sales. All because I decided to change. For the first time in my life, I started to feel good about myself and who I was. I started to say nice things to myself, like, I'm smart. I can do this. Jazz, I'm really proud of you. That's how I'm talking to myself. I never used to talk to myself like that because I didn't feel that way. For the first time in my life, I started to have confidence in myself. I started keeping the promises I made to myself, and it felt good, all because I decided to change. See, a lot of times what people don't realize, and what I didn't realize back then, was this: in order to get something, you have to give up something. I'm going to say that again. In order to get something, you have to give something up. Cannot have both. In order for me to lose 100 pounds, I had to give up fast food. I had to give up soda. But you know what I got in return? My health. In order for me to get the business that I had been begging God for, I had to give up excuses. I had to give up procrastination. I had to give up negative self-talk. I had to give up distractions. I had to give up alcohol. But when I gave those things up, God opened the floodgates of heaven for me. He gave me everything I asked for and more. See, I had just asked God to help me make $60,000 a year, and I even started negotiating that. I said, Lord, if you can help me make $45K, I'll make it work. I'll cut the cable off. Just please help me get out this job. God gave me 6 figures. I asked God for 1,000 Instagram followers because I don't even know 10 people in real life. So I'm like, shit, if I get 1,000 people to follow me, wow, I'll take it. He gave me 100,000 Instagram followers. I asked God for a little bit of confidence so I could stop crying all the time and feeling sorry for myself. He gave me a lot of confidence. There's nothing I don't think I can't do. I keep all of the promises that I made to myself. All because I decided to change. See, a lot of times we delay our own blessings. Because, let's be real, you have prayed and prayed and prayed some more. You've already told God how much money you want to make. You already told him how much you want in savings. You've already told him what side of town you want to live on. You've already told him what kind of vacations you want to take with your family. And you've already told him how much money you want to pass down to your children. He heard you loud and clear. He heard you. And he is ready to bless the hell out you and give you everything you want. But the problem is, he gives us free will. So what that means is, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. He's not going to stop you. So, if you want to waste 5 years, he'll let you. If you want to waste 10 years, he'll let you. Some people never receive all of their blessings because they refuse to change. But when you decide to change, when you decide to listen, When you decide to become obedient, he gives you everything, plus more. And sure, maybe you're right. Maybe change is hard. Maybe change is hard. Okay, fine. But the life that you're currently living is hard. Going to a job that you absolutely hate every single day is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Crying every day because you are so unhappy is hard. I've been there. I've done that. Trust me, I know. Knowing deep down in your soul and in your spirit that there is something way better for you and not living it is hard. Trust me when I tell you I have been there, I have done that. I know. I've lived both hards, but I will always choose this one because at least this hard comes with peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. At least this hard comes with freedom. This hard comes with purpose. This hard comes with happiness. This hard comes with the income that you need to live the life that you want. I keep telling you, there's nothing that you cannot do. If you even thought the thought, that's because you can. God would never give you ideas that you could not do. If it was truly something that was out of reach for you, it wouldn't have even crossed your mind. But it did, because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone and make the decision to do something a little bit different. Or keep doing what you've been doing and getting the results that you've been getting. And come back a year from now and let me know how it's going. You gotta change. You are going to have to change. For those of you guys who want to change, I want to help you. But I can only help people who want it. I cannot help people who don't. If you are 1000% happy with your life and the direction that it's going in, then just keep doing what you're doing. If you like it, I love it. If it's not broke, then don't fix it. Fine. But if you're not 1000% happy with the way things are going and you want to change it, then I want to help you. Inside of Glowup Academy, I'm going to teach you how to run your online business, how to start it, how to run it. Every single thing that you need is in there. Trust me. Maybe you want to go live on TikTok and you want to sell your products. Fine, I'll teach you. I go live and sell. My students go live and sell. Thousands of creators go live and sell. It's in there. Maybe you don't want to start an ebook. I know that's what we talked about this morning, but maybe you want to do a private community. Fine, I'll teach you. Maybe you want to sell an e-course. Fine, I'll teach you. Whatever the vision is that you have for your business and your brand, we will build it together. Maybe you want to monetize your content. You want to get paid to post. Maybe on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Fine, I'll teach you. All of my platforms are monetized. Every single thing that you need to be successful with your online business is all inside of Glowup Academy. But not only am I going to teach you how to build your online business, most importantly, ladies, I'm going to teach you how to build you. Inside of Glowup Academy, you and I are going to build your confidence day by day. Inside of Glowup Academy, you and I are going to build your consistency day by day. Inside Glowup Academy, you and I are going to build your discipline day by day. Inside Glowup Academy, you and I are going to start making you a priority in your own life. We do all have the same 24 hours, but we do not all have the same responsibilities. We're going to figure out what works best for you and your responsibilities so that you can get things done. Whether you have 20 minutes, whether you have 5 hours, I don't care. We're going to figure out what works best for you. And we are going to create a plan for you so that you can actually get this done. Glowup Academy is the space for you to become the woman who not only starts, but actually follows through. And I am with you every single day. Now, before I let you join Glowup Academy, a couple of things. First thing, I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes because I only want to help people who want it. I'm not here to convince you, and I'm not here to force you, okay? One thing I know is this. People do not change until the pain of change outweighs the pain of staying the same. Until you've hit that brick wall. Some of y'all ain't hit it. So you don't have a reason to want to change. But for those of you guys who have hit it, this is for you. So when the timer starts, just move. Don't overthink like you always do. Deep down inside, you know I can help you. That's why you're still here. Okay? Because once that timer ends, I'm taking the link down and you cannot join until I'm ready to accept more members. Also, believe it or not everybody has the same path. Okay? Some people have a product, no audience. Some people have an audience, no product. Some people have a million ideas, but we got locking on one. I told y'all earlier, money flows where energy goes. Some of y'all are listening to all the ideas that God gave you, but you're spreading yourself way too thin because you're trying to do too many things at once. So together, you and I are going to pick your one most favorite idea. Only one. Whichever one is your top idea, that's the one we're going to build. And then once that one is flourishing, then we can reach back into the pile and pull up another. Okay? Some of you guys don't have any clue what kind of business you want to start, and that's fine. We'll figure that out together. And then some of you guys don't want to start a business right now. There are other things that you want to work on, like maybe you want to work on weight loss or prioritizing yourself, building your confidence. Whatever it is, I can help you. But because of that, I only let 10 people join at one time because I've noticed for myself, having more than 10 people join at one time can be overwhelming for me. And I want to make sure I'm able to pour into you the way that you deserve because I really want you to tell me everything so we can create a plan specifically for you. Okay, so that's why I cap it at 10. One last thing, Glowup Academy is lifetime access. So once you're inside forever. There's no monthly dues, there's no annual fees or any of that. One time, you're in forever. Okay, so you will always have access to our live coaching calls. We go live in there. You will always have access to ask me any questions that you have, any feedback that you want. I respond to all of my students. And you will always have access to all the information that's in there and what I update every day because these platforms are constantly changing. Okay? So once you're in, you and I are locked in forever. Because Glowup Academy is lifetime access, it's $5.97 and people pay it. I have not been on live for 2 weeks. I've been recovering from thyroid surgery. And while I was gone for 2 weeks, women still joined at $5.97 because it is worth every penny. However, because you guys were on this live, you took notes, you asked questions, and most importantly, you said you were going to execute. I'm going to take the price down. And I will leave the lifetime access price down for 10 minutes, okay? But once that timer goes off, I will be taking the price back up. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to get in while it's lower, okay? That is an option. But once we're done, we're done. All right, so don't overthink, just move. Before I show you guys how to join, I do want to highlight this. Once you're inside, let me pull it up for you guys. Once you are inside of Glowup Academy, ladies, there is an inbox icon here. Okay. After I get off of this live, so in about 12 minutes or so, I'm going to be sending you a message because I want to know. Oh, you guys can't see. Sorry, it's too bright. I want to know more about you, what you're struggling with, what have you tried, what are your ideas, because I'm going to create a plan specifically for you and your goals and your starting point, okay? So I need you to respond to my message. I know it's Sunday. Some of you guys have things to do with your family. Maybe you're going to be at work and you can't respond right now. Fine. I need you to promise me that before you go to bed tonight, that you take some time to respond and really think about what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Because the sooner you can respond to me, the sooner we can start executing. Okay, we've already done laters. You're all out of laters. Okay, the time is now. So let's stop wasting time. The quicker you respond, the quicker we can get started. So make sure you check your inbox. Also, I check in with you regularly because I want to make sure that what's going on is, or what we designed is working, okay? If it's not, then we'll rearrange some things. I've had several students who think they're morning people, then we're executing in the morning, and they realize, you know what, I like to get stuff done late at night. So then we readjust, okay? So I need to make sure that what you're doing is actually working. So please make sure you guys are responding to my messages, okay? Okay. I'm going to show TikTok how to join first, and then I'll show YouTube. YouTube, y'all's instructions are a little bit different, so just kind of hang tight for a few seconds. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, you're going to click on my profile picture up at the top twice. You're going to come to my profile. Now, I am on 2 TikToks. The one that says how to start your online business from scratch. Y'all are on my main account, but this is my backup. So the profile pictures don't look like this, but the link is still the same. Okay. You're going to click where it says stay-in.store right here at the top. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. All right. And it is marked down from $5.97 to $3.49. And it will stay $3.49 for lifetime access for the next 10 minutes. Once the timer goes off, we're done. Okay. Scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. I don't mind. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address. This is critical. Ladies, the email address that you put in is where it's going. Okay. Sometimes the autocorrect gets you. Sometimes you guys misspell Gmail, something like that. That's fine. Please quadruple check that, okay? You can use, or enter your name, quadruple check email. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break the payment up, and then click Start My Glowup, this blue button right here. Within 30 seconds, you should be receiving that very first email from Stan. The second email that you'll be receiving is coming from me, and that says Jasmine Spencer. I am Jasmine Spencer. That second email will have a yellow button inside that says Join Glowup Academy. I want you to click that. And I want you to confirm, come back to this live and confirm that you see everything inside. All right? If you do not get any of those emails, that's because there was a spelling mistake. But no worries, I will fix it right here on this live. Okay, so I need you to come back and confirm that you received everything. All right? YouTube. Let me show you guys. Your instructions are a little bit different. You're going to leave the live. You're going to come to my YouTube channel, and you're going to click where it says Stay-in.store. And then here we are. Same thing. Become the woman who actually follows through. Glowup Academy Lifetime Access. Marked down to $3.49. Scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. I don't mind. Enter your name. Quadruple check your email address. Afterpay or Klarna is available. Blue button. Start my Glowup. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and set the timer now. You guys, please, please, please do not leave. Some of y'all leave and don't ever confirm that you received your email. I don't like that. I like to know that nothing was misspelt and that you are where you are supposed to be, because I don't know what your email is supposed to be. Okay? So I need you to confirm. Let me see. I saw someone joined a few minutes ago. Veronica. I didn't see Veronica. I need you to check your email for me, babe. Let me know that you got everything. Veronica, I'm waiting on you, babe. Okay. All right. While I wait for Veronica to confirm, let's go through our affirmations. 1 second. Okay. Here we go. I am confident in the decisions I make. She said, how do I sign up? Yes, absolutely. Right. TikTok family. You're going to click on my profile picture up at the top twice, come to my profile, and then click right here in the link where it says stand.store. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. And it's marked down to 349. Scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews, I don't mind. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break that payment up. And then click on the blue button right here that says Start My Glowup. Okay? And within this first 30 seconds, you're receiving that very first email from Stan. And then I send the second email manually, which says Jasmine Spencer. And make sure that when you receive that second email, you open it and you click the yellow button that says Join Now. That second email has shown up in the promotional tab if you have a Gmail or a Yahoo. So you may have to go to the promotional tab for the second email, okay? But confirm to me that you received both and you are fully inside of Glowup Academy. Because if there's any tech issues, we'll fix it right here, okay? Because as soon as I get off live, I'm sending you messages, okay? So I want to make sure everyone's where they're supposed to be. I am confident in the decisions I make. I am confident in the decisions that I make. And if you're not, why not? Is it because you are not ready to change? You know you have issues and things that you want to work on, but you're not ready to do it. This is why I keep saying people do not change until the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change. If you do not hit that brick wall, you're going to keep doing what you've been doing. You don't have a reason to change yet. Unfortunately, we don't change until things get really bad. Just the way it is. Oh, I'm glad you found me again, Clarissa. Or, excuse me, Clarice. I'm glad you found me again. You guys make sure you follow me or subscribe so you don't lose me. I am capable of achieving my dreams. I am capable of achieving my dreams. Yes, you are. But it is going to require you to take a half inch out that comfort zone. Instead of scrolling all day, take 20 minutes and work on your content. Take 20 minutes and work on your business. Okay? And when I say work on it, I'm not saying writing things down. Some of y'all have journal after journal after journal. There's no more journaling to be done. You've already journaled. There's no more writing plans of actions. You've already got 10 plans of actions. We have to do it, though. You have to physically pull out your phone and record. You have to physically set up your tripod and record. You have to physically hit the live button and go live. There's no more writing stuff down. No. There's nothing else to write down. You've already written it down. You got to do it. Sometimes we convince ourselves that by journaling, we're doing something. By planning, we're doing something. In my honest opinion, you're just wasting time. I'm going to be honest. You were just wasting time. I don't have any plan written down. There's no plan written down. There's no vision board hanging out in my apartment. The vision board is in here. So now every day I'm going to take active steps towards getting closer to the goal that I have for my life. The time that you're spending creating these vision boards, the time that you're spending writing stuff down, analyzing and planning is the same time that you could be doing making your reels, recording your YouTube video, going on live. We can't keep getting confused with the two because it's not the same thing. Get off these apps for the umpteenth time and start the daggone business. Okay? Start the daggone business. Hold on, I just saw someone joined. 1 second. Sharika, can you check your email for me? Sharika, I need you to check your email. You guys, please don't leave me until you confirm that you received your emails. Veronica, I'm not sure what live she's on. And Sharika, check your email for me, please. All right, we just did that one. Every act of self-care is a declaration of love for myself Every act of self-care is a declaration of love for myself. Absolutely. You guys, reaching your goals is an act of self-care. Maybe you don't post. Maybe you're not camera shy. You just come up with reasons as to why you'll do it later, but you don't do it. Okay? Well, post. Just post the video. That's an act of self-care because you're showing to yourself, hey, I'm worthy of starting or wanting to do it and actually getting it done. You said you're in. Let me see. I don't see you yet. I don't see you yet. Make sure you refresh your page. You guys, if you open the website but you didn't follow through, like you click back out, you have to make sure you refresh the website because it's trying to prevent frauds and scams, okay? I don't see you inside. I don't see you inside, okay? It's trying to prevent frauds and scams. So please make sure you refresh the screen and then put in your information, okay? I don't see you inside. All right, that was our timer. Hold on, we got one more person. One more second. Veronica, I'm still waiting on you, babe. Molly, can you check your inbox for me? Molly. Growth, are you Molly? You might be Molly. And I'm still waiting on Sharika. Veronica, Sharika, Molly. Veronica, Sharika, and Molly. I'm waiting on you three ladies. And not only confirm that you received the email, I want you to actually join. So click that yellow button. I should see that member count go up because that's how I'm able to message you, okay? That's how I'm able to message you. So I want you to actually physically join. Be fully inside, okay? Yes, I will show you. I need you to be physically inside, okay? You're going to click on my profile picture up at the top twice. Come to my profile. Don't forget TikTok #1, how to start your online business from scratch. My profile does not look like this, but the link is still the same, okay? You're going to click where it says stand.store right here. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. Scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. Enter your name. Quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break it up. And then click this blue button that says Start My Glowup. Okay? And YouTube. You're going to come to my channel. Click where it says stand.store. Where's my cursor? Oh, here we go. And then here we are, same thing. Become the woman who actually follows through. Glowup Academy Lifetime Access. Okay? Scroll down, enter your name, quadruple check your email address, start my Glowup. For those of you guys who are on the fence, I am going to leave you with this. Don't forget, we attract what we are. We surround ourselves with people with similar mindsets, right? That's inevitable. And I didn't want to believe that because there were a lot of friends I used to have, and I'm like, I'm glad I'm nothing like them. When actually I was just like them. That's why we were friends, right? It's not until you get around new people and see new perspectives and people hold you to a higher standard where the change actually begins. For years, I was struggling with weight loss because I convinced myself that I could do it myself. But year after year, I had proven to myself that I couldn't. Because if I truly could have, I would have, right? It wasn't until I hired my personal trainer and saw what I was really doing wrong and how my mindset and my approach was wrong. It was just wrong. Okay? If you have proven to yourself time and time again that you are struggling with consistency, you're not getting the sales that you want, you're not creating the content that you want, you're not as productive as you want to be, well, then maybe it's time to try a different approach. Whether you believe I'm the coach for you or someone else, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, a lot of times you need to get around new mindsets, new perspectives, new people. It doesn't mean that you're less than because you need help. It means that you're self-aware because you recognize that you cannot do it all by yourself. Okay? Make sure you guys follow me so you do not lose me. Make sure you guys subscribe. For those of you guys who did join, I'm hopping in now. Molly, did you get in? Let me refresh my page. I'm not sure where Molly is. Molly. And Sharika. Ladies, please don't leave my lives until you confirm that you are inside. Please, please, please. I'm begging you. I am begging you. I'm still waiting on Molly and Sharika to confirm. Okay, perfect. Okay, do you see it? Check your promotional tab and check your spam folder. Let me pull up the email that you're looking for looks like this. It says Jasmine Spencer invited you. Okay? That's what you're looking for. Jasmine Spencer invited you to join Glowup Academy. That's what you're looking for. Okay? Sent you an inbox, Molly. Okay, perfect. Let me check. You're on TikTok number 2. Hold on, let me check my messages. Okay, Molly. So join the yes, it was in the okay, perfect. You got it. Good. All right, you are good. Sharika, are you on YouTube or TikTok? I'm waiting on Sharika. You guys make sure y'all follow me so you do not lose me. They do steal my videos. Okay, they're gonna turn around, make fake accounts, and they're gonna message you, pretending to be me. Do not allow yourself to get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled. For those of you guys who joined Glow Up Academy, I am hopping in now. You'll be getting a message from me within the next 5 to 10 minutes. For those of you guys who didn't, I'm glad you're getting the results that you've always wanted and that things are working out for you. But I am going to say this again. Get off of these apps. Get off of these apps. Scrolling is the biggest waste of time. It is time to do the thing. Okay? You've watched. You've listened. It's time to do. Okay? Molly, did you get inside? Okay, Molly is in. Perfect. Molly is in. All right, ladies. Sharika is in. Very good. Sharika is in. Okay. All right, ladies. I'm heading out now. Have an amazing rest of your Sunday. For the ladies who joined, you'll be getting a message from me in the next few seconds, okay? Very good. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me, okay?